There's a phrase that pops up quite frequently in library marketing that has bothered me. It's the easiest way for me to say it. And I thought I was the only person who was bothered by it. I thought it was me, but it's not me. And somebody has written about it very eloquently, and I want to talk about it in this episode of the Library Marketing Show. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Angela Hursh from the blog superlibrarymarketing.com. I want you to go there and click on the Library Marketing Show tab and let me know if there's something that you want me to cover in an upcoming episode of this show. I'm also looking for libraries to nominate themselves or nominate your fellow peers in the library world who are doing great work in marketing for our Kudos, which we're going to give away in just a second. But I'm always looking for Kudos nominations. You can also sign up to get a notification every time I post. That's in the bottom left-hand corner of the page. Speaking of Kudos, I want to get into that first in this episode. And this is going to seem like not a Kudos, but it is. I have nothing but the highest praise for what this library did. Our Kudos today goes to the Palatine Library District. Here's what happened. On June 17th, they posted some photos from inside their library of a pride display. And the comments, this is on Facebook, the comments got a little, shall we say, nasty. Palatine Library District did exactly what they should do in this situation. They used one of their policies, the user-generated content policy, to rein that conversation in, and in fact, give them the authority to shut down comments on that post. So people can still enjoy that post, and they don't have to look at comments from trolls. I want to just say to Palatine Library District, you did a great job with this. I'm going to put a link to their Facebook account down below. Just scroll until you see the post from June 17th, and you'll see how they did that. They did exactly what I teach in my Learn with NoveList course, No More Neutral, and I just wanted to give them kudos. Great job. And now it's time for today's topic, which is the phrase, more than books. For a long time, I've been hearing this in library marketing. It's sometimes a tagline for libraries. We quite often hear it as people are discussing how they strategize marketing for their library. And it has just rubbed me the wrong way because books are our brand. And I feel like it is quite negative to the fact that the collection is the main focus of your library, or should be. And that is the reason why people get a library card. It brings people in to do all the other things that they do. And I just feel like it's detrimental. And I thought I was the only person who thought that way. But someone who works for the Seattle Public Library named Misha Stone wrote a wonderfully eloquent piece that's on the blog RA for All, which is run by Becky Sprafford. I'm going to put a link to this post down below so you can read it. It's quite long, and she just expressed things incredibly. So the first point that she makes is when you say more than books, you're kind of pitting your collection against the many other services that your library provides, as if one is more valuable than the other. And in other words, the services are more valuable than the other. And I completely agree with that. All those things are valuable. She also talks really eloquently about how difficult it is to talk about all the things libraries do. So it's not surprising to her, it seems, or to me, that this has kind of become the way that we talk about library marketing. She suggests that instead of saying more than books, we start saying books and more, which I think is incredibly smart. I'm all for that. I think that puts your brand, which is books, at the center and still describes to your community all the other things that you do that are of value. So I don't want to put words in Misha's mouth. She is able to express this herself quite well. Read the article. I am really interested in what you all think of this. Again, because this has kind of bothered me for quite a while. Do you agree, or do you think that Misha and I are incorrect in our position on more than books? I would love to know. And that's it for this episode of the Library Marketing Show. But my channel is full of other marketing tips for libraries. If you're interested in learning more, click on this next video. I will see you there.